What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back in to another video, and today we are going to be talking about Nate Solder opting out for the 2020 NFL season. Now, first off, I do want to say, guys, this is not going to be an area for bashing and hating on Nate Solder. I know we've had our fair share of criticism for him in the past, but I don't want to see that in these comments just because of the severity of the situation and how serious I do take this. You know, I'm looking at some Twitter comments from Nate Solder's own Twitter post that he heartfelt put his heart and soul into the statement that he put out there, mentioning God and putting God is mentioned so many times in this statement, and mentioning that he's battled with cancer, his son is battling with cancer, and to see this one comment in particular saying, "Good, we are better without you." You know, we all have our certain criticisms, but this is not the time. So I stress that to you guys. I want everybody to make a good impression of who the Giant family is, what the Giant fan base is, and, you know, be on your best behavior, man. Be mature, be adults, and look at the situation for what it is. Stop trolling, you know, just think of it as if this was your own family member. So, quickly, before we get into this, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe for all Giants content. Helps out the channel a lot. So, Nate Solder has opted out of the 2020 NFL season, and he puts out this statement saying this. He says, "My family and I have been praying, wrestling, and listening to God about our current circumstances and whether it's best that I play football this season. Our primary goal is to pursue God and listen to the Holy Spirit in everything that we do. As hard as that can be, and as daunting as what He asks us to do can seem, we have come to believe, trust, and wait on the Lord. That is why we have chosen to pause for this season. Our family has health concerns, most notably our son's ongoing battle with cancer, as well as my own bout with cancer. We also welcomed a new addition to our family this spring, a baby boy. With fear and trembling, we struggle to keep our priorities in order, and for us, our children's health and the health of our neighbors come before football. We fully recognize that being able to make a decision like this is a privilege. I will deeply miss my teammates, coaches, and everyone in the Giants organization. I want to thank them and all my friends who continue to support me and family through the highs and the lows. As scary and bleak as it sometimes can be, we know that the God of the universe has all things under His control, and His plans are and will always be for our good. Love, Nate, Lexi, Hudson, Charlie, and Emerson." Now, that was an absolute heartfelt speech. That was definitely heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. You know, being a Christian myself, I've never really seen any other Christian athlete really throw God into the mix of things, because I don't know, for public opinion or things like that, but that was one of the best statements I've ever read. That was really being bold and out there, and, you know, not being afraid to face criticism, because I know, you know, other people aren't religious and they feel like they want to push their religion on you. So I mean, I completely respect Nate Solder. This was an amazing statement, honestly, and it is bittersweet. We're going to be getting into all the, you know, everything else, what this means, just in a couple of seconds here. But guys, I really want to stress this. Do not put any crazy comments in the comment section below. I don't want this channel to be a beacon of hate, okay? We criticize our players when we need to criticize them, but definitely this is not the time. So that being said, you guys know Nate Solder had his own fight with testicular cancer. I did not know this until the statement from the New York Post came out, and I knew about his ongoing battle with his son's cancer. I knew about that already. I think they found out last year, and that's, I guess, a theory of why that he's regressed last year. Now, Nate Solder will not be paid his team high, $19.5 million this year. Like I said, team high. This was the most that a Giant player was going to be paid in the 2020 NFL season. So that is a big deal for the New York Giants. They now have about $20 million extra dollars to work with to get somebody in here for help next season. Now, it depends on if you want to keep that money or save that money. I don't know what the Giants will do. I don't know what's in the best interest of the Giants at this point, but we will throw out names in just a minute. And this also, relates to the fact that who is going to replace Nate Solder. Now, with Nate Solder being out, his only replacements, Andrew Thomas's only replacements really, because Andrew Thomas is now going to be on the left side, and that's a for sure. I mean, that's going to happen. So Nate Solder's out of there. Andrew Thomas will start at left tackle, and I just made a offensive line position preview that I've yet to edit, and here we are talking about this. So now I have to re-record it. So just thinking about that, that's fantastic. So that being said, we have our options, either Cam Fleming or Matt Parrott, the third round pick out of UConn. Now, in my honest opinion, I think Cam Fleming is going to wind up starting for the Giants this season, day one, just because he has veteran experience, and Matt Parrott is a little raw, and we'll see what we get from him. He's not going to be able to get enough practice in to really start day one over Cam Fleming, but I don't think Cam Fleming will have the production and will have the longevity to keep going in this season without Matt Parrott creeping up there. I think the Giants are intrigued and interested and value Matt Parrott to at some point have him start later this year, and I think the same thing of Shane Lemieux as well. All three of the linemen that we drafted in this year's draft have extreme potential, and I think have very high ceilings, and I think can grow extremely fast and get to that starting level. So Matt Parrott, I think, is on his way, but I think Cam Fleming is going to wind up starting day one. Now, as far as what we can do with that $19.5 million, and I'm not quite sure where the Giants rank right now as far as total cap. I can look that up real quick. So the spot rack is already discluding Nate Solder out of the situation, and it says they have $14 million of cap left, which I don't understand. If we're clearing up 19.5, how we only have $14 million. Maybe there's something I'm misunderstanding here, but I don't know if that's correct or wrong. It says here that they already took out Nate Solder, and the Giants have $14 million in cap right now. I don't know how the math works out, but apparently we should have somewhere around $15 to $20 million in cap. So it depends who we want to sign, or if we just keep our money for anything that happens in the future. Now, the two key positions, in my opinion, is something that we need to target right now, is cornerback and edge rusher. Now, there are a couple of guys still on the in the free agent market that the Giants can sign in the cornerback cornerback position and the edge rush position, and one being Jadeveon Clowney. I know that name has been thrown out so many times for the Giants dating back to last year, but he's still a possibility, and I would still sign him even though we have a packed edge rush right now, just because we don't have anybody that really takes us over the edge. So I would definitely have Jadeveon Clowney starting soon. I would definitely think about signing Jadeveon Clowney soon, but, as far as what he would ask for, he's not going to get anything more than 10 or 11 million just because of where he's at right now in free agency. Nobody's really, itching to sign Jadeveon Clowney right now. Therefore, there is no market for Jadeveon Clowney, so he will be signed for a cheap contract. We're not going to get him for more than 10 or 11 million dollars. So he's one guy to throw out there. I'm not really interested in any other edge rusher, by the way. If we sign anybody, it's going to be Jadeveon Clowney. Then you look at Trumaine Johnson, you look at Drake Kirkpatrick, and then Logan Ryan, which is a very interesting name. For the cornerbacks right now, if you ask me, I'd probably sign Logan Ryan out of one of those cornerbacks. I think he's probably the best cornerback out there, and I think he can play outside and inside. Someone that could be versatile for us, because we don't really know what's happening with the DeAndre Baker situation. So, that's who I would sign, and, obviously I'd replace Nate Solder with Cameron Fleming right now until Matt Parrott can get up there and start eventually sometime mid-season. So that being said, guys, that is the video. That is the update. Nate Solder is out for the 2020 NFL season. Those of you that want to cheer about it, cheer about it. It is bittersweet, but this is an unfortunate situation, and the severity of the issue is not one that we want for Nate Solder, not being a New York Giant and him not being on the field. This is not the way to celebrate it. This is not the way to really hope for that to happen. So that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video.